Congratulations to the people of Oyo State. It's been 2 years of restoration, transformation, and rejuvenation since the advent of Engineer Seyi Makinde as the governor of Oyo State. The pace of the state is maintaining its stance on administration, leading in economic restructuring, agricultural reposition, vibrancy in youth and sports, outstanding educational facilities, good roads, job opportunities, security, and many more. This is the people's governor, a hope for better tomorrow. Right on, our governor. Katsi, Aloore Radio, GSM Studio, Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Secretariat, Agodi Ibadan. A very good morning to you out there. You're listening to Aloore Radio, transmitting from the GSM Studio, Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Agodi Secretariat, here in Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. Thank you for joining us. It's time to listen to the newspaper review on the station. I am Aboyede Ojo, and with me I have two dailies of Nigerian dailies. I have the Nigerian Tribune and the Nation newspaper. First, let me start with the riders on the Nation. It says outgoing governors, men pick PDP tickets in states. Also on the front page of the Nation, it reads, why we took oath to cover up OAU students' death, and 4 victims of Borno killings tied short at close range. Also on the front page of the Nation, I have it here. It says APC's 28 presidential aspirants undergoing screening, says Adamu. And moving on to the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, it says why Obi dumped PDP. Also here on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, it's abducted train passengers in viral video calls on federal government international community to aid their release. Also on the front page of Nigerian Tribune says minimum wage arrears, ASU, poly lecturers, others to get 34 billion naira. And on the front page also of the Nigerian Tribune says Borno confirms 32 killed, 14 bodies recovered. Also on the front page of Nigerian Tribune, we have gunmen kidnap Catholic priest, 3 others in Katsina. And on a very good note here in Oyo State, here presently on the page 27, it says Makinde confirmed for second term. And before I go to the details of the story, I want to make a quick shout out to one of us here in Aloore Radio, a core member, a distinguished one, a beautiful girl, a beautiful lady, Moyi Aduragbemi Agunbiade. Today is your day. Wishing you a very happy birthday. We wish you many more years of joy, of happiness, and we know that you're going to have a blast today. A shout out from Aloore to you, Aduragbemi. God bless you and happy birthday. I'll be right back.
ọgbà tí a sì jiná lóde ìrànjẹ làwọn aláṣẹ ìjókòó tí wọ́n fẹ́ máa jẹ ọba ni wọ́n ṣe gàyà díẹ̀ náà ìlú ló láṣẹ ẹjẹ ló jẹun náà ìdí nìyí tó fi jẹ́ pé ẹ̀tọ́ ìlú là ń fowó ìlú ṣe nípìnlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ẹ̀rí bí ní ètò ẹ̀kọ́ wa ṣe ń jòkèrè LAUTECH ti di tìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ilé ìwòsàn alábọ́dé bíi 40 ló ti wẹ̀wọ̀ ọ̀tún pẹ̀lú àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ tòun àti irinṣẹ́ tó kojú owó iṣẹ́ sì ti fẹ́ẹ̀ parí pẹ̀lú lórí 100 míì jákèjádò ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ààbò tó dájú òun ohun amáyédẹrùn ní ìṣokùnfà ìdásílẹ̀ ilé iṣẹ́ ńláńlá láwùjọ òun náà nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ fi wà nípò kẹta nínú àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ tí ń pawó wọlé jùlọ lábẹ́lé nílẹ̀ wa ọ̀pọ̀ ọ̀dọ́ ló ti láǹfààní ẹ̀kọ́ṣẹ́ iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ lọ́nà ti gbàlódé táṣeyọrí yìí ó sì jẹ́ kó ń jẹ́ sùn wá bọ̀ láìpẹ́ nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àtòṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì ń gbowó wọn lásìkò pápá àṣírí Adámàsìngbà àtàwọn inú ojú pópó tí ń sòrú dọ̀sán ńkọ́ àwọn ìlú ti sọ pásì ìwádùn níṣèjọba yìí fi ń mọrírì gbogbo àwọn aláṣẹ gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé ló ń sọ fún wa pé pẹ̀lú ìṣọ̀kan wa oòrùn tó kù lókè yìí ó táṣọ bẹ.
iléeṣẹ́ ètò ìròyìn àṣà ohun ìrìn àjò afẹ́ tìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ló ń kéde.
It's nice to know that you're still with us on Aloore Radio, transmitting from the GSM Studio, Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Agodi Secretariat here in Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. And you are still on to the dailies from Aloore Radio. For you to join Aloore Radio, you can link with us on the Facebook, on the YouTube, on our website, on a mobile application, all at Aloore Radio. You continue to share, and reshare, and tell your friends, families also to share the link. Now going to the dailies, I would want to start on this story from The Nation on page 27, which says Makinde confirmed for second term. Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, emerged as the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Oyo State. Makinde pulled 1,040 votes to defeat his sole opponent, Kazim Balarumi, who scored 2 votes. The victory gave the governor the mandate to contest for a second term. For details of and more of that story, you can please turn to The Nation on page 27. I'll quickly want to take this story from the Nigerian Tribune here on page 11, talking about ASU. It says minimum wage arrears, ASU, polytechnic lecturers, others to get 34 billion naira. The federal government on Wednesday said it would spend about 34 billion naira on the ongoing payment of minimum wage consequential adjustments to education sector workers with effect from 2019. The beneficiaries include members of the Academic Staff Union of University, ASU, and their counterparts in the polytechnics and colleges of education. The Minister of Labor and Employment, Senator Chris Ngigi, disclosed this while responding to questions from labor correspondents in Abuja on efforts to end the prolonged ASU strike. For more details of the issue of the minimum wage for ASU and polytechnic lecturers, and on this their ongoing ASU strike and the payment, you can turn to page 11 of the Nigerian Tribune. Moving on to The Nation on page 2, it says measles kills 14 children in Anambra. The Anambra State government has confirmed the death of 14 children from measles outbreak in 9 local government areas of the state. The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Afam Obidike, announced the figure at a news conference in Awka yesterday. It said that 414 cases of measles were recorded in 9 local government areas in the state. Obidike listed the affected local government areas as Anambra East, Anambra West, Ayamelu, Ihela, Idemili North, Nnewi North, Onitsha North, Njikoka, and Oyi. The commissioner said that support from World Health Organization, WHO, and United Nations Children's Fund helped the state to curtail the spread. For details of the measles outbreak in Anambra, you can turn to The Nation on page 2. Also on page 2 of The Nation, I have here train attack. It says families beg Buhari to grant abductors' demand. Families of abducted passengers of the Abuja-Kaduna train have called on President Muhammadu Buhari to rescue their loved ones. They also urged the president to grant the demands of the abductors. They equally called on presidential aspirants to lend their voices to the rescue of the abductors. The passengers were abducted on March 28. 8 of them died, many injured, and over 60 abducted. For details and more of that story, you can turn to page 2 of the Nation newspaper. Moving on, and still on issues concerning killing and abduction, I'm going to turn to page 3 of the Nation, where I have 14 victims of Borno killings tied short at close range. That's a rather disturbing story. It says the bodies of 14 youths in Borno State at the weekend have been recovered. They were tied and shot at close range by terrorists, according to Special Advisor to Governor Babagana Zulum on Media and Strategy, Malam Isa Gasua. It said 32 people were killed in the attack. It said in a statement, and I quote, Governor Zulum is very disturbed by the unfortunate killing of fellow citizens at the weekend. For details of that story, you can please turn to page 3 of the Nation's newspaper. I beg your pardon. For more details, I'll be right back after this short break.
Adio. Baba, ẹ kú kalẹ̀.
Wá wo nǹkan. Òní bí àtòkèrè ló láàkáyè tí wọ́n ń wo sàkún nǹkan. Ṣáájú káwọn kan tó mọ fóúnjẹ láwa lójú. Níjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ti káwọn ọ̀dọ́ kan jọ sílùú Awẹ́ láti máa kọ́ nípa iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ lọ́nà tìgbàlódé lábẹ́ àmójútó àjọ IITA.
Mo rí bẹ́ẹ̀ bàbá. Ṣẹ́yìn ọ̀gbọ́n tí ń lọ ń gbòòrò ni. Wọ́n ní ìṣèjọba tí ń bẹ lóde báyìí. Audio government ni wọ́n ń pè.
Èwo lẹ̀ ń pè báwọn.
Ìjọba tí ń fẹnu yàrá sọ́bẹ̀.
Àdìó. Ní bí mo ti wí fún wọn pé kó yé mọ pẹ̀lú ọ̀gbẹ́já wúrà. Ṣé nǹkan tá a fojú rí ni àbí ń tó farasin? Ọ̀nà mọ́níyà àjàyè títí tó fi dé sẹ́yìn iṣẹ́ ti fẹ́ parí ń bẹ̀. Ọ̀nà olóko mẹ́rin tó yọ kùlùlù láàrin ìlú Ṣakí, Ọ̀gọ̀rọ̀ títí tó fi dé Gbòho tí ò ti ṣe é rìn mọ́ látọjọ́ tó ti pẹ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ sì ni ọ̀ndàjì l'Ógbómọ̀ṣọ́. Iṣẹ́ sì ń lọ lọ́wọ́ báyìí lórí ètò ìlera tó múnádóko jákèjádò ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ sì làwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àtòṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì ò láláṣẹ mọ́ kí wọ́n tó rẹ́tọ̀ wọn gbà.
Bàbá gbogbo ń tẹ̀sán yóò tọ́ ni kò sí rọ́ńbẹ́. Àmọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ yìí lọ́wọ́rọ́ pọ̀ kò jónú. Ẹ sì mọ̀ pé eégún tó bá rorò làwa kó bí ìbọn lẹ̀.
Àdìó àti gbọ́njú bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́nkùnrin Ọ̀yọ́. Eégún tó bá ṣoore fún wa báyìí làwa ń kó bí ìbọn.
Ẹ kú àgbà bàbá.
Kò ní í dalẹ̀ ìmọ̀ tú ìmọ̀ jọ ìmọ̀ ẹni ní kò ní í dalẹ̀.
Ilé-iṣẹ́ ètò ìròyìn àṣà ohun ìrìn àjò afẹ́ tìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́.
Iṣẹ́ Olúwa kò sẹ́ni tó ẹ́. Iṣẹ́ Olúwa ju bàbá lọ. Lọ́lọ́run ọba fi gbé àga. Lọ́lọ́run ọba fi gbé àga ò lẹ́bí ń bínú lẹ́bí ń pẹ̀tọ́.
Ọlọ́run jẹ̀dá lọ. Tá a bá rẹ̀ ní ta kórìíra. Tá a wá fẹjú ẹ̀sùn Ọlọ́run wípé kó má dépò. Tọ́lọ́run wá gbégbé ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ dépò tán. Èèyàn gbà fọlọ́ ni o. Kí ló dé? Ẹni tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ọ̀tá ọ̀lẹ. Abiyamọ ọ̀tá àgàn. Wọ́n ní pàkúté ọ̀tá ẹni èkó dọ̀yà. Ká mẹ́yìn lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ọ̀tún mẹ́yìn lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ òsì. Ká fẹ́yìn ní délùú sẹ́yìn ẹni tí ò ní yin ni ò ní yin ni. Ẹ pé gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé ò ṣe nǹkan kan kò ṣe nǹkan kan. Pẹ̀lú àfojúsùn ó mẹ́rẹ̀ ẹni tó gbé lọ́wọ́ tó ló ń sìn fún un ṣe lọ. Akitiyan Ṣèyí Mákindé lójú ọ̀nà ètò ẹ̀kọ́. Ó ṣe káńsù ẹgbẹ̀rún mẹ́ta tó bí ń san lórí ọmọ kọ̀ọ̀kan. Ó ṣe ẹ̀kọ́ dọ̀fẹ́. Ó pínwé ó tún yàrá ìkàwé ṣe. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ló falẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ gíga LAUTECH padà di tìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Ètò ìlera ńkọ́. Àtúnṣe pẹ̀lú gbígbé sóhun èlò ìfúnlẹ̀ ìwòsàn alábọ́dé. Ẹ̀wọ̀n laboratory tó wà nílé ìwòsàn ní Ọ̀yọ́. Àwọn ọkọ̀ ambulance gbogbo wọ̀nyí ńkọ́. Ìgbìyànjú Ṣèyí Mákindé lórí ìkétò ààbò lè mú dẹ́ẹ̀ nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ńkọ́. Ó pèsè ọkọ̀ fáwọn agbófinró kí wọ́n máa fún yíde patrol ní tìkútòrò ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Operation Boss tó kó fún wọn láyé tẹ̀. Ìwéré ilé àkàkọ́ rẹ̀. CCTV camera lójú pópó l'Íbàdàn. Commissioning of mobile squadron units lágbó rẹ̀. Tó wá dà bẹ́ẹ̀ kẹ́ ẹ máa gbéṣẹ́ yóò ṣe nǹkan kan. Nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ wa ìtẹ́tọ̀ obìnrin náà wọ ìjọba gbà. Ó ṣàgbékalẹ̀ farm estate Akúfò. Èrú àti Awẹ́ lábẹ́ Òsádà. Ó tún fẹ́ gbẹ̀rún lọ́nà ogún àgbẹ̀ léso kí wọ́n gbè lóko wọn. Ó mójútó ìdókòwò tó lè máa pawó wọlé fún wa nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Asphalt àti quarry plant níjàyè. Gbogbo ẹni tó ń ṣe sí ọ̀fọ̀ ilẹ̀ rẹ̀ báyìí nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ní kíákíá ìrọ̀rùn ló ń bá dé o. Ẹgbẹ́ gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀ owó tó gbé kalẹ̀ fún dènà COVID-19 nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Bó ṣe ń faná ló ń ṣọ̀nà ló ń ṣomi. Owó oṣù àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ yàmọ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ fẹ̀yìntì ń gbẹ̀tọ̀ wọn déédéé. A ní ẹ̀rìn gbòòrò kẹ́rì iṣẹ́ tí Ṣèyí Mákindé ń ṣe ẹlẹ́ràáyè. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. Ṣé wàá rí báyìí kọ́lọ́wọ́ kọ̀ọ̀tẹ́nu? Ẹ kí sáwọn tẹ̀m̀bẹ̀lẹ̀kọ ẹ̀dá tí wọ́n kì í ráṣeyọrí ẹlòmíì. Ẹ jẹ́ gbàrúkú tí ẹnjìnìá Ṣèyí Mákindé kó kẹsẹ̀ járí. Lójú pọ̀nà àfojúsùn kó mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin tó gbé lọ́wọ́ yìí. Ẹ̀yin ará bí ẹ fọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀.
Ẹ ò gbọ́dọ̀ o. Fàjà mi àgbẹ̀ máa dùn.
ìkéde ìwà láti iléeṣẹ́ ìròyìn àṣà àtìrìnàjò afẹ́ nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́.
You're welcome back to the dailies on Aloore Radio, transmitting from the GSM Studio Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism. And I'm still going through the two dailies that I have with me, The Nation and the Nigerian Tribune. I'm going to take the story from page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune, and it is on the APC Presidential Convention. It says APC Presidential Convention consensus not ruled out. Adamu foreclosure screening panel. Ahead of its presidential convention scheduled to hold on Sunday and Monday, the All Progressive Congress APC National Working Committee (NWC) may have foreclosed composition of screening committee for its 28 presidential aspirants. National chairman of the party, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, disclosed this on Wednesday while speaking with Select Houses Service Media Organization. Adamu disclosed confirmed insinuation that APC NWC has decided not to conduct screening of the aspirants. For more details concerning the APC Presidential Convention consensus, either if it is ruled out or not, you can turn to page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune for more details. Also on page 4 of the Nigeria Tribune, it says NUJ demands justice for Nation newspaper reporter assaulted by police at Oyo PDP primary. The Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ, Oyo State Council, on Wednesday demanded for justice from the State Police Command over the assaults meted to a reporter of the Nation newspaper, Yinka Adeniran, at the People's Democratic PDP gubernatorial primary in Ibadan. The NUJ, in a statement signed by its chairman, Comrade Ademola Babalola, the union regretted that the officer of the command who went overboard and attacked the harmless reporter did not show any remorse when the NUJ leadership demanded for why the reporter was assaulted. Babalola said such an uncivilized and vicious attack on Adeniran was condemnable and therefore demanded that justice be done because the image of the said officer had trended on social media platforms, and the police should therefore ensure the officer is brought to book. For details of the story, you can turn to page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune. Moving to The Nation on page 2. It says Soludo imposes 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew on 8 councils. Anambra State Governor Charles Soludo has imposed the 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew on 8 councils of the state over insecurity. The local government areas are Agwata, Ihala, Egwe, Siago, Nnewi North, Nnewi South, Ogbaru, Orumba North, and Orumba South. Tricycles, motorcycles, and shuttle buses, among others, will not operate in those councils on Mondays. Sit at home until further notice. For details of that story, turn to page 2 of the Nation newspaper. I also want to take the story on the Nation. It says, we took oath to conceal OAU students' death. The Osun State High Court, presided over by Chief Justice Oyebola Ojo, yesterday continued hearing on the murder case of master's degree students of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Timothy Adegoke. The consultant pathologist, Professor Shegun Ujo, led in evidence by Kunle Adegoke's son. Counsel to the 2nd, 4th, and 5th defendants said it was impossible to ascertain what killed the student, but a receptionist at Hilton Hotel, Ile-Ife, Magdalene Chief Una, who was led in evidence by Kunle Adegoke's son, said she took an oath of confidentiality with the managing director of the hotel, Rahim Adedoyin, to cover the debt so that it will not affect the business of the hotel. She narrated how she took over from Adeshola Adedeji, the 7th defendant, and discovered that the occupant of room 305 was not seen until the following day, November 7, when she got the extra key from the housekeeper and opened the door. For details of the OAU students' death and what is going on concerning the case, you can turn to page 2 of the Nation newspaper. While going on, I want to quickly take this on page 11 of the Nigerian Tribune, which says TET Fund alerts institution to fake approval in principle in circulation. The management of Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TET Fund, has warned tertiary institution against activities of fraudsters circulating fake approvals in principle AIP, quoting outrageous sums as allocations to some institutions that are not even beneficiaries of the fund. The warning was contained in a statement issued on Wednesday in Abuja by Acting Director, Public Affairs of TET Fund, Mr. Abdulmanin Oniyogi. For details of stories of TET Fund, you can turn to page 11 of the Nigerian Tribune. And on that note, I'll be coming to the end of today's news review on Aloore Radio, transmitting from the GSM Studio, Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism. It's nice to know that you are out there. Please, you can join us on Aloore on our various social platforms, the Facebook, the YouTube, the website, our mobile application, all at Aloore Radio. Please share, continue to share, and continue to share. I wouldn't want to forget to do a shout out again to my lovely core member working with us here in Aloore, Moyin Adura Gbemi Agunbiade. Wishing you a lovely day today and wishing you a blessed and a better new year. Happy birthday, dear girl. On this note, I am Aboye Diojo. Thank you for listening.
You don't fear, Abi. Now, Aloore Radio, you did. If you know they listen to Aloore Radio, you are wrong. You are not doing well. If you don't listen to Aloore Radio, you are doing very well. Very, very well. In case you are listening to me for the first time, I'm Pastor Chinko, comedian, the senior man in the industry, the biggest comedian all the way from China. Now, Corona sees me for Nigeria. You understand the PG, you understand Yoruba. In case you are listening to me in Nausa, again, Sunana, Pastor Chinko. In case you be Igbo person and you don't listen to me, Afambo, Pastor Chinko. Igbo people, you go call you shout yeah. All of now, when you say you don't know response, you go to say yeah. Now, hey, Afambo, Pastor Chinko, as I said earlier, in case you speak Yoruba so well, Omo Badekini so Johnny, Kila Jalana, you want to Japan, you so going to Kila di Joko, Kushi Sada Lazo, Belu Plastic, the Joko, and the Agori, Levy Joko, Kushi. Anyway, all joy. But you speak Chinese so well and you want to pronounce my name, you don't write it on paper, you record it on your radio, on your phone, or enemies. You call it this way. Say it Chinese logo, it means Pastor Chinko. Now my name, no be your name. Igara saying Aloore Radio. Keep listening to them. Aye, Adalati there.